station, WTIM.
And welcome into WTIM, your information station. It's time now for the WTIM Morning Show. Thanks so much to the sponsors that make it all possible. People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. On the phone line now, we have Wally Dandridge, the owner and operator of Sidcore Engraving. How are you today, Wally?
I'm doing fantastic, sir. How about you?
I'm doing good. Thanks so much for being back with us today. Always good to get an update on Sidcore Engraving. You guys got a great mission here, and I'll let you lay that out today. When you got Sidcore Engraving started, what was kind of your mission? What was kind of your goal?
Well, my goal is as a disabled vet myself, and understanding the challenges involved with that, I started the engraving business with the hope of getting the business in a building, brick and mortar, and getting as many vets starting, one or two off the street, and teach them a trade that can make them feel like they're a part of society.
Really,
give them
really
a
amazing.
job and help them out.
Yeah, it's such an amazing mission that you're after right there. As a veteran yourself, now you hope to return the favor, help veterans that are maybe dealing with emotional and trauma there, and send them on the right path with good trade skills. So this is really, really awesome here. How have things been in the last couple of months over there at Sidcore Engraving?
Things have been fantastic. Of course, this time of year things are slow, but it's always room to learn, because the laser engraving trade requires extensive knowledge of some in-depth software. So when I have slow times, I test things and come up with wonderful ideas, add stuff to spreadsheets. So, hey, I'm getting to the point when someone asks me to do something, I don't have to, try to figure it out. I can go, yes, I can do that. I already have a, so to speak, a program formula that'll work on whatever product it may be.
Sure. Yeah. Probably at a certain point, you probably had a couple of products, couple of materials where you questioned yourself, probably got it done. But now it's really good to have that confidence when responding to someone that really wants something made. You mentioned a little slow right now. We're in between seasons, or we're in that weird season right now. But that's really great to hear. You said you're using a new type of equipment over there. It's giving you more variety to your options. Talk to us about this.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. So this last Christmas, I experienced a baseball from the Baseball Hall of Fame. It's a piece of glass, and it's sitting on a triangle, and the owner wanted it engraved, and it wouldn't rotate on a rotary because it's such an odd shape. So I learned about sand carving machines, which is another form of intense engraving, where you create a mask and you can put it over odd shaped object, and it's like a sandblasting machine, but it's set up to where the sand is not actually blowing like you would see in a standard sanding machine. So basically, it's a little bitty hose, and you can, once you put the mask on, you can gently run sand over it, and my gosh, it is fantastic.
Oh, wow,
that's gorgeous,
amazing right there. So it sounds like the only sticking point, you've pretty much got all of your materials figured out, whether it's wood or denim or metal or glass, whatever it is. But it was kind of the shape of the object which was giving you some problems. You have that problem solved.
Yes, sir. There's always a solution to anything. I've learned that over the years. Even as a disabled vet, you have options, but you have to be willing to try yourself too.
Sure.
And of course, a helping hand never hurts.
Sure.
Never hurts.
I'm feeling this metaphoric sense to what you're saying right now, because of course you can apply this to your engraving, but when you started this business and you wanted to set up veterans on a great path, this is one of those things, finding solutions. Talk to me about that when training a veteran. This is something you learn to deal with failure.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Starting a business, and even today, I have spent many hours up to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning trying to figure out how to do something. But one thing I've learned, and the same thing I would teach a veteran how to do, you only get out of anything what you put into it.
Yeah.
And if this business is to be successful, I have to work hard at it, and I would expect a vet to work hard at it, and I'm willing to teach them, and we'll all be successful together. And hey, that's another couple of people that don't have to live on the street. They've got something to look forward to, and that means a lot to me.
Yeah, that's really amazing. Your words are just very inspiring right here. Like you said, a person that's not out on the road, but also a person that has gained a very marketable skill for themselves and just making their own
Mhm.
personal capacity just that much better. That is really awesome. Let's talk a little bit about how to help the Sidcore engraving business as a whole. You guys got a good website out there.
Yes, yes. You can visit kidcorelaserengraving.com. There's all kinds of outdoor equipment on the website. We are doing a little bit of maintenance on it right now, but you can always reach out to me if you're interested in anything. And we also have a website if you just want to donate. All of the funds would be set aside to get brick and mortar. Even the money, I don't get paid for what I do. The business is growing. Everything I earn goes right back into the business.
Yeah.
And on the website, helpingusveterans.com, you can go there and donate. It's connected to PayPal, so it's super safe. And anything is always greatly appreciated,
Yeah. Help.
either the business or donations.
Sure. Helpingusveterans.com. This is one of those businesses where a donation is really going towards a good cause, whether it's going towards helping out a veteran succeed at their next step in life, or just helping out, making very cool products right there. All of it's really cool. Because what's your next goal with Sidcore Engraving?
Well, my next goal is to eventually get the business out of my home. And once I achieve that goal, that's the biggest hurdle right now. Projects pop up even during the off season, which is fantastic. I get to meet wonderful, wonderful people. But right now, again, the focus is to get it out of my home into brick and mortar, so I can get somebody in there that's willing to learn, and it's an uphill battle, and get somebody going.
Yeah. Yeah. With all this
Yeah,
equipment you've acquired thus far, I'm sure it's getting pretty tight over there.
very. It's in my basement. It's packed, but hey, I'm getting the work done. So,
Of course, you're making it work over there. Wally Dandridge, owner and operator of Sidcore Engraving, and then the next steps for them, they got to get a brick and mortar, like Wally just said there, and then you can really deploy some of the veterans that you hope to help. Have any reached out to you since we've talked?
oh yeah, yeah. Several have actually sent me emails, and I keep those emails, and I promise them I will reach out to you
Yeah.
once I get the business out of my home.
Mhm.
And I'm a man of my word, so I'll reach out and see if they're still interested. And the test will be when I get somebody in the shop and they see the amount of knowledge you have to acquire. You're going to have to be willing to do it. And yeah, and I'm willing. I'm willing to teach. I'm willing to teach.
Wow, I'm really glad you've been getting some response from veterans out there. Of course, things have to move forward just a little bit with the business getting it out of the home, so you can have the employee show up to their place of work. It can be a cool business. That is really awesome. How does that feel when a veteran is reaching out to you? And so it's hard to reach out for help, and it's hard to ask for things like this. But when they do, and what do they inquire about, and what do their messages kind of say?
Yeah, in general, they're saying, "Hey, I'm willing to learn if the job is still available. What do I need to do?" And those types of things.
Yeah,
And there will be stipulations, just like any job.
yeah,
There'll be requirements. Because I want everybody to be safe. I want a safe, clean, drug-free atmosphere.
yeah.
So it'll be those kinds of things that anybody would expect of an employee.
Of course. Of course. Yeah, and we're going to
Mhm.
learn more about that operation and even more with Wallace Dandridge when we come back. That's Wally Dandridge, owner and operator of Sidcore Engraving, a group, a business there with great missions to employ veterans and set them on the right path. Veterans often dealing with trauma, but the operation of creating and engraving there has really brought Wally that peace, and now he has a trade and he has a great business here that he is trying to get out there. Helpingusveterans.com is the website you can go to for donations, and then Sidcore Engraving, Sidcore Laser Engraving. Is that right, Wally, for your main website?
That is correct.
All right, Sidcore laser engraving for that second one. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with Wally Dandridge, the owner and operator of Sidcore Engraving. I'm Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Your information station, WTIM.
Our great nation was built by tradesmen and women. And while they may be in the background of everywhere we go,
they are the backbone of everything we do.
Without them, there'd be no roads, buildings, electricity, running water,
or heating and air.
We owe so much to the hardworking men and women who devote their lives to the skilled trades.
That's why our family is once again offering the Jansen's Heating and Air Scholarship.
This $500 scholarship is awarded to a graduating high school senior from Effingham or the surrounding counties with plans to pursue a career in a specialized industrial trade.
Like HVAC, plumbing, electrical, construction, engineering, and masonry, to name a few.
The winning applicant must also be enrolled in an accredited college or trade school for the upcoming fall semester. Download the complete rules and application at jansensheating.com.
Or stop by Jansen's in Effingham to pick up an application.
The deadline to apply is Tuesday, April 30th. Learn more and download your application at jansensheating.com.
I'm Jeff Grimmett, Assistant Vice President at People's Bank and Trust in Taylorville. People's Bank and Trust is proud to sponsor Taylorville Junior High School Students of the Month on all of the WTIM platforms.
I'm Drake Hoy, the 6th grade student of the month. My parents are Brandy Hoy and Doug Hoy. School subjects I enjoy include math, science, and social studies. This year at PJHS, I'm involved in basketball and football. After high school, I'm considering playing in the NFL as a career. Fun fact is that I ride four-wheelers and I fish a lot.
Congratulations to these students on this honor from People's Bank and Trust. We put people first every day at People's Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
WTIM listeners from Witt to Shelbyville and Awanaco to Ramsey can now hear your information station even clearer at a new place on the FM dial. WTIM now has an additional dial position at 107.9, transmitting at some 280 feet from a tower on the south edge of Pana. Hear the latest local news and agriculture information, swap shop, and more in southern Christian, northern Fayette, and eastern Montgomery counties from WTIM. Even better now at 107.9 FM. Set a button on your radio for WTIM in the Pana area now at 107.9 FM.
Computer Techniques, also known as CTI, is bringing fiber internet to local homes and businesses. For lag-free internet with speeds up to 1 gig, find out more by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Cousin Bill here from Illinois Paving. Hey, Christian County and surrounding area. Let us do your paving job, whether large or small this year. Find out how we can do your paving project by clicking on the icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to WTIM, your information station. We are in the midst of the WTIM morning show. Thanks so much to our sponsors, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. On the phone line, we have Wally Dandridge, the owner and operator of Sidcore Engraving, a business that looks to employ veterans, as Wally is a veteran there, and teach them very marketable skills there. And for their start, it would be engraving. Let's talk a little bit more about your process, if that's all right with you, Wally, because you got this sand carver, you got pretty much all materials, all shapes and sizes ready to be engraved out there, but you're not sitting on a bucket with a knife and carving things out. That is not how this works. There's a lot more science behind this.
A lot more, yes. There are several programs I use. I use the Adobe Suite, which entails Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, and there's also Lightburn involved. So, and AI. So to give you an idea, I can use AI and say, put the moon to the right of the sun and put a mist behind it. And I can visualize that. I can tell it. Then I can manipulate it, and then I can send it over to Photoshop and tweak it even more. And then I put it in Adobe Illustrator where I can manipulate lines with what they call nodes. and make different shapes and forms. From there, it goes into another software called Lightburn. Lightburn is the actual software that talks to the laser. Then you get all of your settings, your frequencies, your speed, and it's all kinds of. I could go in the Lightburn forever, and then you tell it that, and then the laser will start, and the end product you can look at it. If it's not right, you do it again until you get it right. My point with that is I knew nothing, sir, about this software. And I've been in business now 3 years. I'm still learning. And software is not easy to learn at all. But if I can do it, anybody can do it. Trust me. So,
You heard it there from Wally. If he can do it, anyone can do it. 3 years. And you're talking about very marketable things right now when you're speaking about Adobe, Photoshop, and Illustrator, and Suite. These are all things you learn if you're trying to get into marketing, if you're trying to get into visual media. So for one thing, if veterans are trying to get their path started into the workforce, that is just such a great way to do it. You mentioned AI right there. I don't know whether to call that scary or helpful. What was your reaction when the first time you saw how important this could really be?
well, I even at my age, I'm trying to keep up with the trends, the technology trends. I mean, you have to. You have to. It's important. And so when AI, I went to the Adobe conference when they started talking about AI because it is the way things are going.
Yep.
And I wanted to learn more and more about it. And just about every night, I practice with AI, saying things to it.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned earlier, sun, moon, create a stop sign with a line through it with a squirrel. Don't run over the squirrel. Just different things.
Yeah.
And then I engrave that, and most of it comes out beautiful. Some of it doesn't, but that's the learning part. Okay, why didn't that look good? What do I need to adjust? Things like that. And it's just a constant learning, which is wonderful.
Sure.
It's wonderful.
The constant movement and progression of AI, it's enthralled me, but you have a real reason to use it here. And when you're speaking on the text to imaging software there, it's pretty unbelievable. When you're speaking on the sun and the moon, those are great examples for the objects you would do. But folks, I mean, out there, you could really describe any situation and AI will do its best to recreate that. It's really cool. And to kind of switch gears here just a little bit, Wally, when you're speaking on settings and frequency and speed, these all change based on what you're actually engraving, the material, because these are perfect. These are perfect engravings when you're talking about engraving a name into a metal water bottle. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. For instance, if you're engraving glass, it's a total different setting because you can add too much frequency or too much power or too much of a Q pulse, which are all technical things within Lightburn, and it can crack. And of course, I honestly, I went to Dollar General and bought a case of cheap glasses.
Yeah.
And I broke a bunch of them, but you have to learn.
Yeah.
And once you get those frequencies to where it's just right, where it's just etching the glass without cracking it, you're making progress.
Yeah.
And that's the whole goal.
Yeah.
If you break something, I would care less, because if you're trying to learn, I expect you to break something. I expect it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's very, very. Again, I'm not the smartest guy on the planet, but I have put my mind to it.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to share that. Well, you can do it.
Yeah.
There's no reason for you not to. If you put your mind to something, you can learn this stuff.
Yeah. And that's really all. That's really all it takes. And I'm really happy to hear that those words and that type of attitude will be moved on to a veteran that's looking to be employed at a certain point. Wally, we're in our last minute here. One more time with both of those websites people can go to.
All right. If you want to make a purchase, again, the website's under maintenance, but you can still see some items out there. And if you do have any problems, you can reach out to me through the website. You can call me at 217-638-9159. Again, 217-638-9159. You can also visit helpingusveterans.com and donate. Any donations are greatly appreciated, and it's going strictly towards brick and mortar.
Amazing.
To get the business out of my home. So,
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wally, thank you so much for taking the time and being here with us today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That
for
was
having me.
Wally Dandridge, owner and operator of Sidcor Engraving. Great words from him. And you can check out those websites, helpingusveterans.com and sidcorlaserengraving.com. This has been Tim Zalabak here on the WTIM Morning Show right here on WTIM, your information station.
4 law enforcement officers killed yesterday in a shootout with a felon who also died. Escalating their anti-Israel uprising, protesters have